part of DC are you from?
I'm not from the city. I am from Virginia, and I technically live in Largo now. Actually, no, my dad lives in Largo. I live in Brooklyn. But yeah, I'm from Virginia, then moved to Maryland and went to school in DC.
What kind of activities did you do when you were growing up?
It changed a lot. I was always really into the arts, so during elementary school, I would do basic stuff, like just sing in the chorus and go to dance classes. And then middle school, when I was really trying to find myself, I would just I was really to myself. I was on the computer a lot, went on blogs, and my dad would hit me to random artists. So I was super into music, and I watched a lot of anime.
Yeah.
And yeah, and now it's still I play the saxophone too. I picked that up, and I was into acting as well.
Is that how you got into Duke?
Yes, I auditioned with the saxophone, and then I realized it wasn't my passion, so I transferred to acting, and I study acting now too.
Do you think that Duke has prepared you for where you are now?
Yes, it definitely has.
What if you went to Wilson or Cardozo? You think you would be where you are at?
If I went to Cardozo or Wilson, I'd probably be studying. I'd probably be a lawyer. I would still be into the arts, but I'd probably try to be a lawyer or something.
What school do you go to in New York?
NYU.
Do you like it?
I love it a lot.
Was it a big culture shock when you moved there?
No, just because I think, I was already used to being around predominantly white people because I went to Fairfax County for the first 10 years of my life. And then I was also used to being around all black people when I went to school in DC, so it wasn't so I was just accustomed to being around different sides. And then being in DC, there's so many international backgrounds.
Diversity.
It's very diverse. Yeah.
Do you think you get criticized a lot because who you are going to New York and being that black girl who's out there? You're very open. You're free. Do you get side comments? Or is it hard for you?
If I do, I don't notice.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. I probably do get side-eyed in comments. I just
don't care.
I focus on myself, and I surround myself with positive people, so I don't really have to worry about that. But yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, I mean, probably. It's not hard for me. I try to. I think it's all a mental thing. How you approach New York City and just how you approach life in general. And if you allow negative criticism and the opinions of other people to affect your perspective, then you're gonna have a negative output on life. But if you just go by the beat of your own drum, as cliche as that is, then you're gonna have a good time.
So do you label yourself as a DJ, or are you a college student? Or are you just
okay, yes, I'm a DJ, but I don't know. Okay, right now I'm in college, so I guess that is technically my full-time commitment. But yeah, good question again. I don't know. I'm a college student, and I'm a DJ, and I'm an actor, and I'm a human being.
Yeah. How did you start off DJing?
I mean, I've always loved music. I would, whenever I'd get a new album or something, or every Christmas, I think it started 5th grade. Whenever I'd get mad albums, I would take my favorite songs on those albums and make a disc or a playlist, and we'd play it in the car all the time. And every time, especially in high school, when we would go to house parties, we used to go to a lot of Wilson parties, and if someone was just playing some really garbage music, I'd be guh and shit, and I would just I would unplug the aux cord and plug my phone in and make us start cranking. So then I started taking it seriously last summer when I started throwing my own parties. And once I threw Tweakloft and my dad saw the turnout and saw how serious I was taking things, then he bought me my DJ controller and my turntables and my software and all of that, and it started taking off from there.
How did you feel when you first started DJing? Your first time on the table?
I was excited because I was already used to just playing music for a large group of people, but now it's just official. I don't know, it was the next step, I guess. And I already knew I wanted to eventually get into DJing, but it was just a matter of when and how.
Who inspires you?
My family a lot. I don't really look up to I guess celebrities. Just because, or people who are doing the same thing as me. I do admire their success, but I feel like when you admire people too closely, you're subconsciously going to imitate and mimic the things that they're doing, and I don't want people to know me as the next blah blah blah. I want to be the first, or I want to be just who I am. So I try not to like take too much from people who are already on. But as far as like my cultural background and my parents, they influenced me a lot. So like everything that I listen to, even how I dress, definitely inspired by my relatives.
Are you 100% black?
Yes. My mom is Ethiopian and my father is African American. So yes.
Okay. How do you feel about the natural hair movement that like started like going crazy?
I think it's awesome. I went natural like freshman year of high school. That was like when I really started like I mean, I already went to a predominantly black school for middle school, but that was really when I like started just being in DC and like around like this different crowd. And I was honestly so excited because I didn't know how people were going to accept my natural hair. So it's just the fact that like it's cool to be yourself, which is awesome to me. And I wish that, I don't know, that it wasn't just natural hair. It could just be like personality, like being who you are as a person should just be a cool trend. It shouldn't be like being like Ian Connor or being like some other internet kid.
People make it a big thing, you know, like all the kids. It should be like because you want to do it. You know?
Yeah, it should just be like you feel
the need.
It makes you feel good in your own skin, and it's just like not even knocking people who get hair relaxers or actually put chemicals in their hair. Like as long as you feel beautiful in your own skin, then you should do it. But yeah, it's like just the platform of just being who you are and what God made you to be. It's just what I support. Period.
So where do you see yourself in like the next 2 years?
Okay. I don't know. I see myself doing great things, but life is unpredictable. I see myself, okay, here's some things that I for sure see myself. I'm not going to be working retail or doing anything that has nothing to do with my craft. So whatever, my income 2 years from now is going to be 100% based off of my craft. That's my number one goal. And I'm going to live comfortably, and I'm going to be happy, and I'm going to be able to completely support myself. I'm not going to have my parents support. I already have the support, like financial support. I'm going to just completely just do my own thing.
Is that living in New York when you're living comfortably? Living in New York?
Living in New York is, I don't know. It's hard. It's really hard. Just living on your own in general is hard. And then that's the type of city, like, if you lose yourself, it's not hard to get back, but it's easy to just fall into the wrong crowd and for your priorities to get really fucked up. But as long as you like, I honestly think coming from here and then moving to New York was a really, really good thing, because I feel like this region really humbles you and just like you don't feel like, oh, I'm better than someone because I know someone, which is a lot of my friends who are born and raised in New York have that mentality just because they've seen people get on off the strength of knowing someone. I like the fact that here, whatever you make, you earned it, and it was 100% like your hustle and your willingness to succeed. So I feel like coming from here and having a strong sense of self and a strong background, I was able to incorporate that and not take people's shit and not let that city turn me into an evil person or take away the core values that I already had.
So like in the recent music that's coming out, you hear like rappers saying, you know, girls are sluts, they're at parties getting drunk, popping mollies. Like, how do you feel that like affects a female? Like that negative like image of a female being a slut, being a whore, or like getting drunk at a party and getting like G'd by a whole bunch of guys. Like, how does that make you feel?
I don't know. I love trap music, and I love music that slut shames. Doesn't mean I particularly agree with the messages that they are condoning, just because no, trapping shouldn't be your only way out of poverty, and no, you shouldn't treat women awfully. And I think it's just a matter of, if your parents tell you that these are not the ways that you should be living your life, then you can still enjoy the music, because like, just because someone went through a specific experience doesn't necessarily mean their experience was the wrong one. That's just the reality that they know and understand. So I'm not going to sit there and criticize these artists for saying what happened in their own life that they've witnessed or experienced. Doesn't mean I condone the messages, but that's just another art form, and it's another form of expression. So at the end of the day, if it cranks and if it's well composed and if it's clean in the product and they sound good and put their heart and soul in it, then I'm going to listen to it. I still think no one should. I think you just have to it's a way you're raised. Obviously, no woman should say, "Oh, this rapper thinks I should turn up and act like a slut, so I'm gonna do that." Like, it's just a matter of knowing the difference between what's right and wrong. But that's like common sense.
Yeah.
Like, you know damn well, like, okay, maybe I shouldn't get G'd out, and if that's what you're into, then maybe you should, because I'm not slut shaming, because that's wrong. But that's nothing to do with me at this point.
What advice would you give to like a black girl trying to like make it as like a DJ or actor or in the art world in general? Because I feel like it is hard, even though we say that we're all equal in America, but it's like always being black and white. Wherever you take it, it's gonna be black and white, regardless of anything.
My advice. One, be yourself, because there's only one version of you, and whatever niche, once you have the understanding of this is who I am, it's easier for you to find a niche and find what you're good at, what crowd you're going to appeal to, and where you're going to maximize financially from that specific crowd. So it's just a solid sense of self. No doesn't mean it's the end of your career. You have to take a lot of rejection, regardless of whether it's acting or DJing, and that's just life. And don't take that as I can't do it or I'm not good enough. That just means not now. And also not to consider making it as, oh, I'm going to be famous as shit. Like, you need to, I mean it's all relative, and I can't control someone's like idea of what it means to make it. But honestly, if you have the luxury, because there are people all over the planet who don't even have food, water, shelter, and clothing.
Exactly.
Like, I have relatives back in Ethiopia who don't even have two bodies to rub together. So it's like, once you realize you have the luxury of studying what you want to do and actually doing it, and then making money off of it and using that money to support yourself and pay for your family and pay for you to go on vacation or pay for you to do whatever the fuck you want, then you've made it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So it's just, because no one should aspire, like, obviously it's cool to want to have fame and all of that great shit, but at the end of the day, it's about staying true to yourself and just genuinely being a good person and being grateful and living life to your full potential.
What kind of acting do you do?
I like dramatic acting. I'm not into comedy. We're studying it now, and I'm like getting out of my comfort zone, which is good because I'm obviously gonna have to audition for a comedic role eventually. I love drama. I only have stage experience. I've done a couple of like NYU student films, but they weren't anything big. I eventually do want to get into stage acting. Not stage acting, I mean film acting, just because film acting is cool, but it's like a different, it's like more intimate, I feel like, and it's, because, I don't know, you don't have to project your voice to a fucking room of like 1,000 people, because that's not real life. Real life is us having a conversation right now, and I feel like film it captures that, like those intimate moments of life. So I do want to try that.
Okay. Are you having any parties this summer in DC?
Yes, I am, but they're gonna be way more official. No fighting. Definitely no fighting. I can't do that no more. It's good. And I don't know. I am gonna have some more events, but it's gonna be approached completely different.
Yeah. But it was a nice turnout.
Yeah, the turnout was nice, but I just can't. It's like it was every single time after a party someone would be fighting. And
that's just DC.
But I don't
they're
like.
They're niggas. They're gonna fight. I don't think that we can control that. It's like in the White House or like on 16th Street.
I think honestly it's by controlling who I let in and the promotion. Because last year I was just like, I just want mad niggas to show up. So I just told everyone to promote, and mad niggas showed up. Now I just want it to be positive vibes, and I want it to be lucrative. I want people to be able to network, and I want everyone to benefit from this, from people coming together, and for it to have a positive outcome. I don't want it to just like end on a really bad note and watch my mans get stomped out by 10 niggas from 14th Street and see the feds show up, and then my dad's mad because we lost all his money. Like, I can't do that anymore.
Exactly. I feel you. So you're friends with Caliucci. How did that happen?
Yes. That's a good question. We followed each other on social media like 2 or 3 years ago.
Instagram.
2 years ago. I think it was like Instagram or Twitter. And like I was working at American Apparel, and she came in, and then we like became friends. I don't know.
She cool?
Yeah, she's cool. Yeah,
Where's
she's
she
really
from?
Nice. She's originally from Colombia, but she lives in Arlington.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, she's cool.
All right. Well, if you wanted to like say one thing to like Instagram followers, your people who come to your party, like what kind of message would you want them to like? This is me.
I don't know. So this is like stuff that I've never thought about before. This is so awkward. It's okay. Okay. Yeah, be yourself. As cliche as that is, it's all I can really tell you to do because I'm not your mom. But that's gotten me places, just being me.
Yeah.
And not like, don't put yourself before anyone or underneath anyone. Don't take no for an answer. I'm persistent as fuck. Tweak Loft 2, by the way, was not supposed to happen. The venue owner was like, nah, I'm not fucking with you. And I went back there and I was like, yeah, you are. And it happened. Tweak Loft 3 wasn't about to happen either. It's just don't take no for an answer. I'm very persistent. What else is important? Respect your parents, because my parents, I wouldn't have anything and be who I am or have anything that I have now without them. Surround yourself with positive energies that are gonna progress you and introduce you to different ways of thinking and different aspects of life. Don't surround yourself with people who are going to who are going to hold you down. And